Ready to dive into some seriously mind-bending concept.
Oh, yeah.
We're going deep into the world of Neville Goddard.
Right.
This guy, a 20th century mystic, had some pretty wild ideas about how we shape our own reality.
Okay.
And for this deep dive, we're focusing on a YouTube video from the Neville Goddard official channel. It's called, get this, Act as If Everything Always Works Out for You. Neville Goddard Teachings.
Wow.
Talk about a mouthful.
Right.
But the video itself is packed with fascinating techniques, all those what ifs about life.
Yeah.
So our goal, to really unpack Goddard's core teachings,
Okay.
see if we can spark any of those aha moments for you, the listener.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so let's jump right in. Goddard's big idea, the one that underpins everything he talks about, is that we're not just passive bystanders in the universe, we're not just along for the ride.
Yeah.
He's suggesting something much bolder. We're powerful creators of our own reality. Yeah. So what's fascinating about Goddard's approach is that he places huge emphasis on our inner world.
Cool.
Like what's going on inside of us
Yeah.
and how that actually shapes our outer reality.
Interesting.
It's not just about wishful thinking, though.
Okay.
He takes it a step further and calls it, get this, the law of creation.
The law of creation.
It's like he's saying that what we consistently think and feel about, well, that's what ultimately ends up showing up in our lives.
Well,
Now, that raises all sorts of questions like, how does this concept, this law of creation, how does it fit with other spiritual traditions?
well, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like this idea kind of resonates with both ancient wisdom and even modern thought.
Okay.
You see echoes of it in everything from Stoic philosophy to Eastern traditions.
Interesting.
Like the Stoics,
Yeah.
they really emphasize controlling our thoughts and perceptions, right?
Yeah.
And then in Eastern traditions, you have the concept of karma.
Okay.
And karma is all about how our actions and intentions shape our future.
So Goddard is saying that we're not victims of our circumstances,
Right.
but that we actually have the power to choose our thoughts and beliefs.
Yeah.
And those choices then shape our experiences.
Interesting.
That's a pretty empowering idea.
It is.
But it's also a lot to wrap your head around.
Yeah, it is.
So Goddard gives us this key technique. He says, act as if everything always works out for you.
Act as if.
Okay, so it's not about pretending that everything is already perfect in our lives,
Right.
but it's more about shifting our internal beliefs
Yeah.
and our feelings too, to align them with the reality that we want to create.
Okay, that makes sense.
And a great example from the video that really brings this to life.
Okay, what is it?
Goddard talks about cultivating the feeling of wealth as if you've already achieved it.
Interesting.
And he's suggesting that this can actually attract financial abundance into your life.
Wow.
Now, that's a pretty powerful idea,
Yeah.
but it definitely challenges the way most of us see the world,
Yeah.
Because our senses, they're constantly telling us a different story.
Yeah.
Especially when we're facing difficulties in our lives. So it's
Yeah.
like, how do you bridge that gap?
Yeah, how do you do that?
Right.
Bridge the gap between what you see,
Yeah.
what you're experiencing in your current reality, and that reality that you're aiming to create.
And Goddard really emphasizes that this is where mental discipline comes in.
Yeah.
It's about training your mind to focus on the desired outcome even when you're facing challenges.
Okay.
Goddard goes on to say that imagination is like the workshop of the mind. It's where creation begins.
Interesting.
He says that every single thing that exists, it was once just a thought in someone's mind.
Wow.
Every invention, every piece of art, every building,
Yeah.
it all started as an idea, as imagination.
Right.
And what Goddard is suggesting is that we need to become more conscious, more deliberate about how we use this incredible power of imagination. He even makes this striking statement in the video, and I'm going to quote it here.
Okay, it says, when you consistently imagine your desires as fulfilled, you will begin to notice subtle shifts in your world.
Okay.
And he goes on to say, not coincidence, but consequence of aligning with your desired reality.
Whoa.
It's almost like when you buy a new car,
Yeah.
and then suddenly you start seeing that same make and model everywhere you go.
Right.
It's those synchronicities, those little signs that you're on the right track.
Yeah, I get that.
But it's not just about seeing things,
Okay.
It's not just visual.
Yeah.
Goddard is adamant about the importance of feeling. He says we need to feel the reality of our desires right now in the present moment,
Okay.
as if they're more real than our current circumstances.
So it's not enough to just think about what you want. You have to feel it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's this one line from the video that I think really captures this. Your feelings are the compass that guides your reality.
That's good.
So if we're trying to attract abundance, we shouldn't just be thinking about having more money.
We should be feeling the joy, the gratitude,
Yeah.
as if that abundance is already ours.
Interesting.
Now, that can be a tough one, right?
It can be, yeah.
Because how do you cultivate those positive feelings, especially when life is throwing you curveballs?
That's what I meant.
And this is where things get really interesting, because it's not just about slapping on a happy face.
Right.
It's about digging a little deeper.
Okay.
It's about understanding that your feelings, they're powerful indicators, and they can be influenced by the beliefs you hold.
So it's about becoming aware of your thoughts and beliefs.
Yeah.
And maybe challenging the ones that are holding you back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's another key point that Goddard makes, and it might seem a bit paradoxical. Even though we're putting all this effort into creating our reality, he says we also need to release control and trust the how.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do we reconcile these two seemingly opposing ideas?
I don't know. How do we...
Well, Goddard believes that obsessing over the how, over every little detail, that actually creates resistance. And what he suggests is that we need to focus on the desired feeling and then trust the universe to handle the details. He says that that can actually lead to more inspired action.
Wow.
It's like trying to force a square peg into a round hole. You know,
I get it.
You're just creating more frustration.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to control every step,
Right.
we should trust that the universe has a plan, even if we can't see it yet.
That takes a lot of faith.
It does.
It does.
And you know what's really interesting?
Right,
This video also touches on a bunch of other supporting techniques.
Okay. Like what?
He talks about gratitude, self-love, patience, releasing attachment to specific outcomes.
Okay.
Basically, being open to receiving something even better than we initially imagined.
That's powerful.
It is.
It is.
And it seems like we've just scratched the surface.
Yeah, we had...
You know, we've covered the power within, acting as if, the role of imagination.
Right.
But there's so much more to unpack.
It feels like there is.
There really is.
So much.
So we'll dive deeper into these concepts and explore more of Goddard's techniques in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, see you there.
See you there.
All right, so let's continue our deep dive into Neville Goddard's teachings. You know, in the last part, we were talking about the power of our thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
The importance of acting as if.
Right.
And the role of imagination.
Okay.
And of course, we touched on that idea of releasing control.
Yeah.
Trusting the how, which can be a real head scratcher.
It can, for sure.
It's like, how do you reconcile those two things?
Right.
You know, be intentional about our desires, but also kind of surrender to a higher power.
Yeah, I get that.
So how do we actually make sense of that?
Well, Goddard talks about faith. You know, he says faith is like the bridge between our inner world and our outer reality.
Interesting.
He argues that when you truly believe in something, when you have that unwavering faith in a desired outcome, you actually start to see it manifest in your life.
But how do you maintain that faith when things get tough?
Yeah, that's the real challenge, isn't it?
You know, it's easy to believe when everything's going smoothly.
But
what about when you're facing challenges?
Right.
When life throws those curveballs.
Well, think of faith like a muscle. You know, it gets stronger through exercise. And those techniques we discussed earlier, you know, gratitude, self-love, patience.
Yeah.
Those are like weightlifting for your faith.
Okay.
They help you stay connected to that desired reality.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So even when life gets rocky,
Yeah.
we can use those practices to kind of bolster our belief
Right, exactly.
and stay on track.
Yeah. Keep moving forward.
It's not about ignoring the challenges,
No, not at all.
but it's more about choosing to maintain that positive outlook,
That's the key.
even in the midst of those challenges.
Even then, yeah.
This brings us back to the idea of acting as if, you know,
Right.
if we're not supposed to focus on the how,
Yeah.
but we are supposed to have faith in the outcome.
Okay.
What does that actually look like?
Yeah, good question.
You know, how do we put that into practice?
Okay, so imagine an athlete.
Okay.
They're visualizing themselves winning a race.
Yeah.
They don't just see that finish line, you know.
Right.
They feel the rush, the adrenaline, the pride of victory,
Okay.
the cheers of the crowd.
They're fully embodying that experience.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what it means to embody the feeling of the wish fulfilled.
So instead of getting caught up in the logistics,
Right.
the how-tos.
Yeah.
We should focus on the feeling of already having what we desire.
Yeah. Bring it into the present moment.
Make it real.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I get that.
Okay, good.
So let's say you want to attract more abundance. You don't just sit around and wish for money.
No.
You start acting as if you're already abundant.
Okay, so you change your behavior.
You change your thoughts, your feelings.
Interesting.
Make decisions that are aligned with that reality. It's like sending a signal to the universe. You're saying, hey, I'm ready.
Right.
I'm ready to receive.
Yeah, you're open.
And the universe responds to that signal, to that vibration.
And brings you more abundance.
Exactly.
Interesting.
But what about taking action,
Yeah, right.
Does Goddard just expect us to sit back and wait for our dreams to magically appear?
Not at all.
Okay.
He talks about inspired action.
Oh.
He says that when we're aligned with our desires,
Yeah.
we'll naturally be guided to take actions that support those desires.
So it's not about forcing things.
No.
But more about being in tune with those opportunities.
Yeah, those opportunities that just seem to show up.
That are aligned with your goals.
Right.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Like a surfer,
Oh, yeah, riding the waves.
You trust the flow, but you also got to be ready to paddle when the time is right.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together,
Yeah.
You set those clear intentions, take inspired action,
Yeah.
and trust the universe to handle the details.
And don't forget those supporting practices.
Right?
Gratitude, self-love, all that good stuff.
They help you maintain that positive mindset.
They're essential, really.
And Goddard really cautions against focusing on what's not working.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like you're giving energy to the things you don't want.
Right. You're feeding those negative thoughts.
Exactly.
And if you're constantly dwelling on problems,
Yeah.
well, you're likely to attract more problems.
You create a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, it can be like that.
But if you shift your focus to solutions,
Uh-huh.
then you start to attract solutions.
Okay, so focus on what you want,
Exactly.
not on what you don't want.
Easier said than done, right?
It can be, for sure.
Because life does throw us curveballs.
It does.
And it's natural to feel those negative emotions sometimes.
Yeah, those are part of life too.
So how do we deal with them?
Well, it's about becoming an observer, of
Right.
your own thoughts,
Yep.
recognizing them without letting them control you.
So you don't have to believe every thought that pops into your head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you catch yourself spiraling,
Yeah.
just gently redirect your focus
Yeah.
towards something more empowering.
So it's like, okay, I'm feeling anxious about this.
Yeah.
But what's one small step I can take to move forward?
Exactly.
It's about finding that balance, right?
Yeah.
Between acknowledging the challenge
Right.
and choosing to focus on what you can control.
That's a good way to put it.
And this reminds me of the gratitude practice. Even in those tough situations, there's
Yeah.
always something to be grateful for.
There is, you're right.
And focusing on those things, no matter how small.
It can shift your perspective.
Yeah. It can totally shift your perspective.
It's powerful.
Gratitude is a game changer.
It is.
It really is.
It can change your vibration,
Mhm.
open you up to receive more goodness.
It's like a positive feedback loop.
Yeah, it is.
The more grateful you are,
Yeah.
the more good things you attract.
Exactly.
And the more good things you attract, the
Yeah.
more grateful you become.
It's a beautiful cycle.
It really is.
It's about consciously choosing to align your energy with what you want.
Okay, so we talked about gratitude.
Yeah.
But Goddard also emphasizes releasing attachment to specific outcomes.
Okay, so what does he mean by that?
So think of it this way.
Hmm.
When you're clinging too tightly to a particular outcome,
Yeah.
you might actually be limiting the possibilities.
Interesting.
What if the universe has something even better in store for you?
Oh, I like that.
Something you couldn't even imagine.
So be open to receiving something different.
Yeah, or maybe even bigger
Yeah, maybe something better.
than what you initially had in mind.
Yeah. Surrender to the wisdom of the universe.
Trust that it's guiding you to your highest good.
That can be tough, though,
It can be tough.
especially when you have your sights set on a specific goal.
Right, but I guess it's about recognizing that we don't always have the full picture.
We don't.
There might be a better path.
Yeah, a better way.
Surrendering to the unknown can be scary,
It can be. Yeah.
but it also opens us up to unexpected blessings.
Oh, for sure.
New opportunities.
Yeah, things you never even thought about.
It's like saying to the universe, hey, I trust you.
Yeah.
I trust you to deliver the best possible outcome.
Even if it looks different than what I had in mind.
Even if it looks different, yeah.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
It's about relinquishing control.
Yeah. Letting go.
Embracing the mystery of the journey.
That's a powerful.
And this brings us to another concept. Surrender.
Okay.
Now, surrender is often misunderstood.
Yeah, it's not about giving up.
It's not about being passive.
No, not at all.
It's more about releasing the need to micromanage everything.
Letting go of that control.
So we're trusting that the universe has our back.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we're letting go of that need to force things.
Right, and allowing them to unfold naturally.
In their own time.
In their own time, yeah.
It's like the difference between,
Yeah.
trying to force a flower to bloom
Right.
and just creating the right conditions for it to blossom naturally.
That's a great analogy.
So surrender is about creating those fertile conditions.
Yeah. Setting your intentions.
Aligning your energy.
And then stepping back.
Letting go.
Trusting that the universe will do its part.
So it's not passivity.
No.
It's about releasing control and trusting in a higher power.
That's a good way to think about it.
And that trust can lead to a deeper level of peace.
Oh, absolutely.
Acceptance.
Yeah.
Even when things don't go exactly according to plan.
Because even if things don't unfold the way you expected,
yeah,
you can trust that it's leading you somewhere better.
That's a powerful thought.
It is.
And it can be really liberating.
It can be, yeah.
To have that faith.
To know that you're being guided.
Even in those difficult moments.
Even then.
Another concept that Goddard brings up is non-resistance.
Okay, so what's that about?
So it's about recognizing that when we resist what is, when we fight against the current of life, we create more suffering.
We make it harder on ourselves.
Exactly. So it's about going with the flow.
Yeah.
Even when things feel difficult.
Even when things are tough.
Accepting what is.
Without judgment.
Without resentment.
And then focusing on what you want to create.
That can be a real challenge.
Oh, it can be.
Especially when we're facing setbacks.
Right.
Disappointments.
Yeah. Those are the tough moments.
So how do we actually practice non-resistance in those situations?
Oh, it's a practice.
Okay.
You start by becoming aware of when you're resisting. Notice when you're holding on to anger.
Okay.
Frustration, fear, and then gently choose to let go.
It's about shifting your focus to what you can control, which is your response.
Your response to the situation.
It seems like that requires a lot of self-awareness.
It does.
Emotional regulation.
For sure.
But the rewards are worth it.
They are.
Releasing resistance can open you up to more peace.
Yeah.
More joy, more abundance.
More of everything good.
It's like we're clearing the path.
Yeah, removing the obstacles.
For those good things to flow into our lives.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so we talked about non-resistance.
Yeah.
But Goddard also mentions maintaining a high vibrational frequency.
Okay, so what does that mean exactly?
So think of it this way. Emotions have different frequencies.
Okay.
When you're feeling joy, gratitude, love, you're vibrating at a higher frequency.
Okay. And
that higher vibration attracts positive experiences.
So it's about cultivating positive emotions.
Oh, exactly.
To attract more positive experiences.
The more we nurture those positive feelings, the more we align with that frequency of abundance.
Of success, of fulfillment.
Right.
It all starts with our energy.
But how do you maintain that high vibration?
Yeah, that's the question.
And life inevitably throws you those curveballs.
Right. How do you stay positive when things are tough?
Well, remember those supporting practices?
Oh, yeah, right.
Gratitude, meditation, spending time in nature.
Yeah, those are things.
Engaging in creative pursuits.
They help raise our vibration.
And keep us aligned with the positive.
It's like building a toolkit,
Yeah.
Toolkit of techniques.
To help you stay in that high vibe state.
And the more you practice these things, the more resilient you become.
Okay.
Makes it easier to navigate the ups and downs.
The ups and downs of life.
We all go through them.
We do.
It's part of the journey.
And this makes me think about the importance of self-love.
Oh, yeah. Self-love is crucial.
Goddard says that to act as if everything always works out for you. You have to believe that you're worthy.
Worthy of good things.
If you don't believe you're worthy, you'll subconsciously sabotage your own success.
You get your own way.
It's like you're building invisible walls.
Yeah. Walls that block the good stuff from coming in.
And those walls are built from limiting beliefs.
Right. Beliefs about ourselves.
I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
I don't deserve to be happy.
Those are the classics.
And until you address those beliefs, you'll keep attracting experiences that reflect those beliefs.
You got to break down those walls.
So self-love is essential to this whole manifesting process.
It's foundational, really.
When you love and accept yourself, you naturally align with that frequency of abundance.
You start believing you deserve good things.
And you're more likely to act in ways that support your well-being.
You take better care of yourself.
Exactly.
You make better choices.
It's like sending a message to the universe. I am worthy.
I am worthy of love, abundance, happiness.
And the universe mirrors that back to you.
It's a beautiful cycle.
It starts with self-worth.
Self-love, self-acceptance.
It's about treating yourself with kindness.
Compassion, forgiveness.
Recognizing your inherent worthiness.
No matter what.
Regardless of external achievements.
Yeah, you're worthy just as you are.
That's a powerful shift in perspective.
It really is.
It can change your whole experience of life.
It can change everything.
Speaking of transformation,
Okay.
Goddard also talks about patience.
Patience, yeah, that's a big one.
It's something we all struggle with.
Especially in today's world.
You know, everything's so fast-paced.
Instant gratification.
But the universe doesn't always work that way.
No, it doesn't.
Impatience can lead to doubt, discouragement.
Yeah, it can make you give up too soon.
You might give up before your desires have a chance to manifest.
So how do we cultivate patience?
Yeah.
When we're so eager to see our dreams come true?
Well, it's about trusting in divine timing.
The
universe knows the perfect moment.
It has a plan.
For everything to unfold.
Yeah. Like planting a seed, you know?
Yeah.
You trust that it will bloom at the right time.
So sometimes it requires waiting.
It does.
Longer than we'd like.
Sometimes much longer.
But that waiting period,
Yeah.
it serves a purpose.
It does.
It allows us to grow.
To learn.
Prepare for what's to come.
So embrace the waiting.
Yeah.
See it as an opportunity.
For growth, for preparation.
Trust that everything is happening for a reason.
Even if we don't understand it in the moment.
Even if it doesn't make sense.
It seems like trust is a big theme in Goddard's teachings.
It is, you're right.
Trusting ourselves.
Yeah.
Trusting the universe.
The process.
The process.
Trust is essential.
It's the foundation.
Yeah.
It allows us to let go of control.
To embrace uncertainty.
To open ourselves up to new possibilities.
And to receive all the good the universe has for us.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
Well, yeah.
Powerful concepts.
Lots of tools and techniques.
But you don't have to master everything at once.
No, take it one step at a time.
Start with 1 or 2 concepts.
Yeah.
And gradually build from there.
Consistency is key.
The more you practice,
Yeah.
the more these principles become part of your way of being.
Part of who you are.
And the more you'll start experiencing the magic of manifesting your dreams.
It's an amazing process.
That is.
It really is.
But it's a journey, not a destination.
That's right.
The more you embrace the process,
Yeah.
the more rewarding it becomes.
Absolutely.
This has been a fascinating exploration
It has been.
of Goddard's teachings.
So many powerful tools and techniques.
And I think it's important to emphasize, we're
Yeah.
not just manifesting for ourselves.
Right.
We're co-creating a better world.
For everyone.
That's a beautiful thought.
It is.
So as we raise our own vibration,
Yeah.
we're contributing to a higher collective vibration.
We're all connected.
We are.
And our energy impacts the world around us.
So it's not just about getting what we want.
Right.
It's about contributing to a greater good.
Making a difference.
Recognizing our interconnectedness.
We're all in this together.
All right, so we've covered a lot today.
We have.
What are some key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, first and foremost,
Yeah.
remember that you are a powerful creator
You have the ability to shape your reality.
through your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and actions.
So we're not just victims of circumstance.
No.
We have the power to choose.
We do.
That's an incredibly empowering realization.
It is. It is.
Another key takeaway is aligning our inner world
Yeah.
with our desired reality.
So cultivate those positive thoughts and feelings.
Beliefs that are in harmony with what you want to create.
It takes effort.
It does.
Consistent effort.
Like anything worthwhile.
It requires practice.
Practice, practice, practice.
Make those small, consistent choices
Yeah.
that move you closer to your dreams.
And remember, you don't have to do it alone.
That's right.
You can call upon the support of the universe.
A higher power, whatever resonates with you.
As for guidance, inspiration, support,
You're not alone in this.
and we can support each other.
Yeah.
Sharing experiences, offering encouragement.
Reminding each other of our power and worthiness.
That can make the journey more joyful.
It can, for sure.
Community and connection are so vital.
They are. They are.
We're all in this together.
Oh, you are.
Okay, we've talked about the power of our thoughts,
Yeah.
aligning our inner world with our desires,
Uh-huh.
the support we can receive.
And the importance of community.
What else should our listeners remember?
This is a journey,
Yeah,
not a destination.
right.
Expect ups and downs.
Some turns.
They're all part of the process.
Those challenges often lead to our greatest growth.
They do.
So embrace the journey.
Yeah.
Be patient with yourself.
Be kind to yourself,
And trust that everything is unfolding perfectly.
even when it doesn't seem like it.
And remember,
Yeah.
you are capable of creating a life beyond your wildest dreams.
Believe in yourself.
Trust in the process.
Never give up on your dreams.
Beautifully said. All right, that wraps up part 2 of our deep dive into Neville Goddard's teachings on manifesting.
Lots of good stuff.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
But there's still more to explore.
More to come.
Join us for the final part.
Okay.
Where we'll delve into even deeper aspects of Goddard's philosophy.
Looking forward to it.
All right, welcome back to our deep dive into Neville Goddard's teachings on manifesting.
Yeah, we've been through a lot.
I know, right? In the last 2 parts, we talked about, like, the power of our thoughts and feelings, you know, those techniques like acting as if and trusting the universe.
All right.
And we also talked about the importance of having a positive mindset.
Yeah, and self-love.
And self-love, exactly.
It's huge. And the role of inspired action, too.
Yeah, it's like a whole web of ideas.
It really is.
All connected.
But one of the things that keeps coming back to me is this idea that everything is always working out for us, even when it doesn't feel like it.
I know, right? It's kind of a tough pill to swallow.
It is.
Especially when things get rough.
Yeah, when life throws those curveballs.
Exactly.
It's a whole different way of looking at things, isn't it?
It is. It's like a total mindset shift.
Yeah, instead of seeing challenges as setbacks, we can choose to see them as opportunities.
Like opportunities for growth.
Yeah, for redirection.
So even those moments that feel like failures could actually be pushing us towards something better.
Oh, I like that.
Something we couldn't have even imagined at the time.
Something even better than we planned.
Yeah, it's like a, you know, think of it like a GPS.
Okay.
It reroutes you because of a traffic jam.
Okay.
You might get frustrated at first.
Yeah, why is this happening?
But that detour could lead you to discover something amazing.
Something you never would have found otherwise.
You know, it's about trusting.
Yeah.
Trusting that there's a bigger intelligence at play.
Like a bigger plan.
Guiding you towards your destination.
And that destination might be even better.
Might be even better, than
what you originally had in mind.
It's the beauty of surrender, you know?
Yeah, letting go.
Letting go and trusting the journey.
So it's not just about thinking positive.
No, it's deeper than that.
It's about really believing that everything is happening for your benefit.
Even when it's hard to see.
Even when it doesn't feel good.
That's the real challenge, isn't it?
It is.
You know, how do you maintain that belief when you're going through a rough patch?
I mean, it's easy to say, think positive thoughts.
Right.
But sometimes those negative thoughts just take over.
They do.
So remember that toolkit we talked about?
Oh, yeah, the toolkit.
You know, gratitude, self-care.
Address.
Yeah, mindfulness, connecting with nature.
Yeah, all those things.
They help to shift your energy.
Yeah.
Ground you in a more positive space.
So it's about building resilience.
Yeah. Inner strength.
So you can bounce back.
For the winter.
When life throws those punches.
Yeah, we all get hit sometimes.
But even with those tools. It's still tough, isn't it?
It can be, yeah.
Those negative thoughts still creep in.
Yeah, they do.
So what do you do then?
Well, instead of trying to fight them.
Okay.
Or ignore them.
Yeah.
Just try observing them.
Okay.
Just notice them.
Okay.
Without letting them define.
Like acknowledge they're there.
Yeah.
But don't give them all your power.
Like watching clouds, you know.
Oh, yeah.
They drift by.
Or they don't control the whole sky.
And from that place of observation.
Yeah.
You can choose more empowering thoughts.
You can shift your focus.
And redirect your energy towards solutions.
That's a powerful shift.
It is.
And you know, Goddard also talks a lot about intuition.
Yeah, our inner guidance.
He says we need to trust that inner voice.
That inner wisdom.
How does that fit into this whole manifesting process?
Well, think of your intuition as your inner compass. You know, it's guiding you toward what's best for you.
Your highest good.
It's that quiet voice that whispers truths.
Okay.
Nudges you in the right direction.
But how do you tell the difference between your intuition
and
your fears?
It's a good question.
They both seem to speak pretty quietly.
Yeah, they do.
So how do you know which one to listen to?
Well, there's a difference in the feeling. Intuition feels expansive.
Okay.
Empowering.
Okay.
While fear tends to feel constricting. Limiting.
So you got to tune into the feeling.
Yeah, not just the words.
Okay.
And the more you practice listening to your intuition,
the easier it becomes to recognize its voice.
So it's like a muscle.
It is.
You got to keep using it.
Yeah, the more you use it, the stronger it gets.
All right, so we're choosing to believe that everything's working out for us. We're trusting our intuition.
Okay.
And we're using those supporting practices to stay positive and resilient.
Right.
Anything else we should keep in mind?
Yeah, remember?
It's not just about manifesting for yourself.
Oh, right.
We're all connected.
We are.
Our choices affect everyone.
So as we work towards creating our dream lives,
Yeah.
we're also contributing to a collective shift.
A shift towards a more positive reality.
That's a beautiful thought.
It is, isn't it?
So it's not just about getting what we want.
No.
It's about aligning our desires with a greater purpose.
Making a difference in the world.
It's about recognizing that we're all in this together.
We are.
Well, I think we've covered the essence of Neville Goddard's teachings.
I think we have.
It's a fascinating blend of philosophy, spirituality,
Practical technique.
for shaping our reality.
Yeah. Lots of tools to play with.
It's up to each individual,
Yeah.
to take what resonates with them
Find what works for you.
and experiment with these concepts in their own lives.
Yeah. There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly.
So approach Goddard's work with curiosity,
Yeah.
an open mind.
See what sparks your interest.
What challenges you?
That feels empowering.
Yeah. It's a journey of self-discovery.
It is.
Be patient with yourself.
Celebrate your successes.
Learn from your challenges.
And most importantly, never give up on your dreams.
Beautifully said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Neville Goddard.
Yeah, it's been fun.
We hope it sparked some inspiration
Gave you some new ideas.
and empowered you to create the life you truly desire.
You have the power.
Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive.
We'll see you next time.